This is Irontrader, and this is Midday Trading. So I'm going to take a look here at Bitcoin, crude oil, natural gas. But first of all, I'll look at a couple of bank stocks, my two favorite, Goldman Sachs and JPM. This video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy or sell any stock market ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. All right, here we have bank. Now, I know what you're thinking. No, we're not going to be looking at girls' butts today. We're going to be actually looking at a couple of stocks here, Goldman Sachs and JPM. These are my two faves, which I have long-term and I also trade, okay? So here's what we have here. Okay, we have a big sell-off when we're underneath that 8 SMA here. Now you can see how that 8 day, see how that 8 day is curling up nice? Very nicely. Okay, so once we're above that 8 SMA, like I always say, it's going to be sideways to up. Okay, so we have a big target going on up here right at this 21 day. This is what I'm looking for. It's 578.85. Now, if we can get above that, then we're going to be looking right here for the old Hondo at 391.88 and then 608.33 level. Okay, now on the downside, this 8 day is going to be everything. Okay, you're looking at 545.01. If that is lost here, we come right down to 538.85, and then we have your retest down there at 520. But right now, this is looking very nice. If you can keep down getting that 8 day to keep curling up here, you'll push that price right up nicely. Okay, now when you see this 8 day, it never did cross. It crossed the 21 day, the 50 day, the 100 day, but it never crossed that 200 day, which is good. So now we have this nice good curl up here. So let's just see how this all shakes out. So what you want to watch is that 21 day on the upside, and we want to watch that 8 day on the downside. Okay, eventually, as it curls up, it is either going to push on through or she's going to come falling on back. Now, when you look at the RSI, we've got to wait to oversold condition here. Now we're sitting at 44. You got plenty of room to run. And look at here, okay? Your MACD now, your green finally over your red. Look like we're going to have a nice, good run here, at least to this 21 day is what I'm looking for. Okay, JPM, pretty much the same scenario here, okay? Got right here where your green is trying to get over your red, got to oversold condition. That tells me it's a buying opportunity. Same way here. Now, the price went actually below that 200 day, same way here on Goldman Sachs, but you notice that the 8 day did not. Okay, and that's good because now it's curling up and we're doing the exact same thing as we did with the old Goldman here. So what we're looking for on the upside, here's your big target is going to be 246.64, and then we're going to look here at 247.88. If we can get above that situation, then we'll be looking for this 50 day sitting at 256.92 level, okay? But again, that 21 day is going to be very strong resistance, the same way here on the Goldman here. So that's what we have to see. What is the reaction if it gets there? What is the reaction when it does get there? Is it going to blast through, or is it going to get knocked down and come back here for a retest and a retest, okay? Now, on the downside, this 8 day is everything, 232.95. That needs to hold that. If not, we're going to go right here to this 200 day, 228.54, and then possible on that retest there at 224.23 level, okay? So right now, you're trading that same way as Goldman, the 21 on the upside, okay, and then that 8 day simple moving average on the old downside. Okay, let's take a look here now at Bitcoin. Okay, here we have the old Bitcoin. Now you can see here we popped up, went up above that 21 day here, but so far the reaction is it went above and we are sitting now below it. Okay, so always look for that reaction. Same way with here, same way with here. Just because it rallies up, oh, it's going higher. Well, not really. Always watch these charts. This is why you trade the charts, okay? So upside, this is what we're watching. This is key level, 86,569. Downside, your key level here is 83,509. So we're going to be trading this range until she's going to break up or she's going to break down. But what I do like about this is that 8 day was downtrending. Now it looks like it wants to curl up here. So if it does, we can push it through that 21 day. And then here's going to be your next upside target is 94,415 and then 94,072, okay? That's what we're looking for, okay? 92,415 and then 94,703. That is your 100 day and your 200 day. Now you crack above that, then we have this 99,765 sitting right here, which is basically just the top of that candle, okay? Now, on the downside here, this 8 day has to hold. That's going to be very key. If not, then we go to yesterday's low. Okay, you're looking at 82,075, and it will come to the bottom at 81,120, and we'll come down to the bottom of this candle here. You're looking at 80.40, and then we have your 200 day sitting right there at 77,545. But realistically, this 8 day, that is your key support level, and that 21 day, that's your key resistance level. Okay, so we just want to trade this range, even though it's getting tighter. We want to trade that range until we either crack up or we're going to be cracking on down. You look at the RSI, plenty of room here. You're only sitting at 44. We had this positive divergence going on here. We're sitting right at the bottom, which is very nice because if this gets any legs, you got so much more room to run. Just look at this effect right here. We came right off the bottom. Then once we get that green gets above and you have that spread going, then this is what you get going all the way on up here. So right now, what you want to do is just watch that 21-day, watch that 8-day. We're trading in between that range till she's going to break all the way up or break down. Now, just because it popped up higher doesn't mean anything. That's good for a trade, but that's not for a long-termer, okay? Because just look to the past. Always look to the past. Where it's been is usually where it's going, okay? And it's got hammered here, so we got to see if they're going to change this downtrend situation or are we going to continue sideways action. Okay, take a look here now, crude oil and natural gas. Okay, here we have the old crude oil. Let's see here, and bigger up a little bit for you, and then we have natural gas here. Now you can see here where we're getting some momentum here. Okay, so we had this nice double bottom situation. Okay, this was a really nice double bottom because you had 65.22 on the bottom, 65.29 here, so you had a higher low. That always tells you you got to get long then once you see that kind of a pattern. Now we got this sideways action going on here, but you notice again is this with this 21-day. Okay, just like we had here, all the way and down. So we are right into it. Now, here's the thing. What you got to do is if it gets above and closes above that 68.16, well, then what we do is we just follow these targets, okay? So then you got 68.50. Then we're going to come right down here to the bottom of this candle. You're looking at 69.14. We'll look right to the bottom of this candle. You're looking at 69.80. And then we're going to be looking for that 70.67. So realistically, if we can close above that 21-day, that's the key level, is close above, not just shoot above there, close above it. Your big target is going to be that 70.67. Above that, 71.53, and then 73.03 level, okay? Now, downside, this 8-day is everything, but you can see how nice that it was downtrending. Now it's sideways. Now it looks like it wants to curl up. So we're doing the same thing as we're doing on the Bitcoin. Something's going to break either to the upside or to the downside. Once that 8-day curls up here, okay, if it over time, if it crosses that 21-day, it'll send that price shooting right up higher, and that's going to be our target up there at 70.67. Now, if we start losing this 8-day, 67.19, well, we want to come to today's low, okay, 66.63. Then we'll look here to yesterday's low, 66.09 level, and then we'll come out to the bottom there at 65.80, and then your retest at 65.20. Now, 47, plenty of room to run to the upside. Your green is over your red here now, so it's working it like a circus monkey here. It wants to go higher, but at 21-day says not right now. So right now here, just watch this 21-day on the upside. Watch that 8-day on the downside. Same way we have the Bitcoin. Crude oil is acting the exact same way. Now, natural gas here. Well, let's just see what's going on in natural gas here. Okay, so we got like a bear flag situation. And this is a big-ass bear flag situation. Okay, we are just rolling here. Okay, so what we want to do here is this is the key level of support that we're holding here is this 3.95. So as long as we hold that 3.95, we're doing okay. Okay, now your next level obviously is going to be that 50-day. At that 3.87. But you got to respect the 50-day because you have to look to the past. See how this? Respected it. See this? Respected it. Came down, okay? Then rallied right off to that 50-day. So you got to respect that 50-day. Now, again, obviously, if that's lost here, then what we're going to do is we'll follow these two candles right down here, the bottom of those candles, and then your big target is going to be that 100-day. Now, upside, you can see where that 8-day crossed over that 21-day. That's not good, okay? So right there, you're looking at 410. Okay, that's your upside, and then we're looking right above that at 415. Then if we can get above that, then we're going to be looking at yesterday's high at 4.25, okay? Now, above that, we come to the bottom there, 433, and then we have is 437 level, 442, 447, 451, and then 455 level, okay? And then you can rally all the way up to there. But, again, you have to close above this 8-day and 21-day in order to do that. But I like to show you, just in case, because natural gas, they don't call it the widowmaker for nothing, okay? So we have sideways action. We just want to trade this. That's all we want to do. Now, the UNG there, I trade the scalp the KOLD. He had a pretty good range there today. It was 19.13 on the bottom and 20.15 on the top. So he had over a point. I didn't get that, but I got 60 cents out of it there today on that. So I was very happy with that on the old shorty. Okay, now I don't hold this. I have no position right now. So I'm watching that 3.95 on the bottom, that 8-day and that 21-day on the top. Okay, so we got to see how this all going to shake out. Okay, so now I have a long position in the UCO here, and I have a stop loss going on there. Okay, so at 25.25 level. Okay, so I gave it a little bit of room. All right, so the short is off because we have this double bottom. Okay, so once we have the double bottom, that tells me I got to get long. And even though we have the sideways action, but this was, I left the long on and then took a short here because you went right into the 21 day and then she came right on down. Okay, but then when you see that and then the next day you get a green candle, that short's got to come off. But now we got to see how this is all going to shake out because I can put that any trade there in, I don't know, 15 seconds. Okay, so no worries kind of a situation here. So always watch that 21 day on the crude ski and that 8 and then in the 21 day here on the natural gas. If that's lost here, watch that 395. That's going to be key because it's been holding. If that's lost, we come right to that 50 SMA. Okay, so I got it for you. I'll be back here after the video. No, I won't be back here today. I'll be out in the office this afternoon. So I guess I will see you tomorrow morning. Before 7 o'clock. Yeah, I forgot about having an appointment this afternoon, so I got to get that taken care of. So I'll see you tomorrow morning. Remember, trade what's in front of you, not what you want.